It's coming here. Welcome back to Langrisser 6.0. So she is here, guys. The final one of the Baka trio, Aimeeda. So has been quite many years until I finally just really realized that I've been mispronouncing or misspelling her name over the years. It's if I'm not wrong, or maybe I have misseen it, that in the version outside of the CN server, they spell it Aimeeda. However, as shown in the CN and Japanese version, it is spelled or pronounced as Aimeeda. Aimeeda, and we'll be able to see that during the demo play. And yup, she is finally here. She has finally evolved, and she has finally died in Yuria plays. Nah, just kidding. So yep, this I'm not sure if this is exactly she actually power up, or should we say this is like a what if version? What if she died instead of Yuria is not really fully mentioned, but it has been going on for the past 1 year as a gag, or at least half a year, that Grenier has been getting SP and Mashu has been getting SP, and she has been waiting for so long, and her SP did not appear. So it is finally here. So all right, and she's definitely a very great improvement to her former self, but nonetheless beat her original Aimeeda or SP Aimeeda. She has been a very great characters in PvE. Definitely in PvE, she's like a tier, at least a tier 1 in PvE, because of a global healing, and let a lot of players save quite a lot of tickets to so that they can use it to summon their favorite attacker instead of healers. And alright, without further ado and further delay, let's get started. Before we start, a very great thanks for information shared and provided by the Langrisser mobile app, Monghomoitan Soyu. And here we go. So first off, from the team Langrisser itself, a very great thanks to let us congratulate heartfully to Aimeeda finally getting her SP form, and the one below will be her talent and skills. So okay, don't worry, I had managed to spend some crystal on her to summon her, and you guys will be able to find out more during the demo play. So, and watch to the end for the translations I have done for you guys on her skills. So here we go on SP Aimeeda. Sorry, oh gosh, has been saying Aimeeda for years, and just one day finally realizes mistake. Oh gosh, relatively harsh. Alright, SP Aimeeda at rank 6. A talent is known as, or roughly translated as a punt. The goddess is super serious. This is like on contrary of her daily nonsense characters, as she has been trying to say some weird pun throughout the series, and saying a lot of nonsense stuff that she has been breaking the fourth wall and almost making everyone thought she is being a very nonsense character and never to be taken serious. However, I assure you now, she is very serious on becoming very strong. So the goddess is super serious, which is her talent. The effect are as follow. Number 1, when you end your turn, the following 2 things will happen. The first being, you will heal the teammate with the lowest HP, and the second is dispel 2 debuff from the heal unit. And if I'm not wrong, this time round, she has a very great improvement, is that her talent now will not only target her teammate, but she'll be able to target herself too, which we'll be able to find out more during the demo play. Number 2, when you end your turn, apply to 2 enemies closest to you and apply 2 debuff to them. And whoa, this is that's all for her talent. It sounds short, sweet, but the effect, I gotta say, of course, as a current 6.0 version year meta, she might not be that great. However, it's definitely a great improvement because first off, you can heal teammate with lowest HP, the usual stuff. And you can dispel 2 debuff from the heal unit. So if you have another items, the blossom, that will you can dispel up to 3 debuff from your heal unit. That's pretty cool. And oh, I forgot to mention that the teammate that is being healed will be based on 3 times her intelligence. So yep, still the usuals there. She's keeping her base talent, but they just cook something up with her. She's kind of like a healer, and she's also kind of like a bozo at the same time. And well, what can we say? She started off with an A that is going to L Hazard instead of L Langrisser. And the other thing that is the more surprise is the debuff. So as the description says, when you end your turn, apply to 2 enemies closest to you and apply 2 debuff to them. And yes, you have heard it right. This is no joke. This is a global debuff effect. So any enemies on the map that is the closest distance to you and up to 2 of them will get 2 debuff each, 2 random debuff. So just in case you're wondering, you do not get to choose what kind, though it will be great. You get to choose what kind of debuff, especially like unable to heal. There's gonna be like more crazy stuff. And I gotta say, she's even more crazier than Bozo or Evil God as this version, because well, you basically don't have to do anything. You just end your turn and they'll just get a debuff. So everyone has been speculate that this has been given to her to help destroy the enemies Rose and Seal's crystal shield. So they're Team Ceylon is trying their best to push Rose and Seals out of the healer rank box. I gotta say, not much improvement over the years, but perhaps Aimeeda's SP might be the answer to it. Then there's a new unit she gets, and surprisingly and kind of stupid in my opinion, is she's finally getting Miko after so many years, just to help her survive against physical attack. Just my opinion, it's kind of redundant as of now. I mean, they should have gave her as a free soldiers previously, then and gave her new units instead, because like most new characters, SP heroes or maybe new heroes, they should be like getting more stronger units instead of like this. Miko is like a year 1 Langrisser, the birth of Langrisser stage, where we already have this unit that is like that's weird. But of course, nonetheless, having a Miko definitely improve survivability. Okay, next is exclusive skill 1, and this part is known as exclusive skill 1. It is a skill that gives you an additional 3 skills to choose from. So as you can see, these are the 3 skills icon. First we have the Aniki, second we have the Goddess, and third we have what? Yes, Bozo. Oh gosh, this is something I did not really foresee. So okay, the skills name is known as basically the direct translate. You can translate as in English known as act according to my signal. However, in the Mandarin speech we call it 看我眼色行事. It means either act according to my eyes or act according to my eye signal. So it's like trying to take a hint on what to do. So it's a cost one skills has a CD of now that is a CD of new, range new, and it's an active skill. So the effect are as follow. Number one, choose and use one out of the three following active skills, and after you end your turn, all support skills CD is reduced by 1. So this means that okay, maybe we'll just continue and I'll come back later on. Oh gosh, this is like very cool for Aimeeda. Okay, so now we'll break down on the individual 3 skills. So number 2 is known as Heart of Praises, Aniki. So the range is self, the type is a AOE, type is single target skills. So it has 2 effects. The first being increase healing by 50% for this turn. Then when you end your turn, trigger an additional talent healing effect for allies. So this is pretty cool. So first off, increase 50% healing if without item equipment. That means times 3 times 1.5, it becomes a 4.5 times healing for allies. And not to mention that you do double healing, so 2 of your HP allies with lowest HP will get 4.5 times intelligence healing. And then so when you trigger your healing, you trigger your talent to dispel an additional 2 debuff. Correct me if I'm wrong, but based on text I'm going to presume that because her talent, once you heal an ally, you get to remove debuff from them. Though the only downside is that this is like a kind of like a more positive skills. As you can see the icon, like Aniki is giving love, so the debuff effect is definitely not going to happen. Okay, the third is the one in the middle, is my favorite goddess, Lucretia. Is the skill is known as I joke, you know, guys, the skills is known as is read as or read okay, it's known as okay, you just translate it as 女神爱你哟 and that means the goddess love you yo. Yep, seriously, I'm not joking. Yep, you're supposed to do that when you say the skills. So the effect as follows. The range is 3 blocks. The AoE type is single target. So the effect are as follow, and it has only one effect. So target an ally and allow it to gain the following effect before initiating attack and goes into battle. Apply 2 debuff effects to target enemy before battle, which lasts for 2 turns. So basically this is the second part of a talent. So you allow the ally to gain this buff, which will give this buff will last for 2 turns, and this is only effective for allies who are characters who use battle skills, and that means no AoE. They have to go into battle. So before initiating the attack, which need to go into battle, you give 2 debuff effects to the enemies. So again, it's kind of like a luck. It's a 2 random debuff. It's not a strong debuff, so there's a chance like reducing attack by 20%, no healing, etc. And again, if you get a best, like damage taken increased by 20%, or damage deal will be reduced by 20% on no healing. That's definitely a very good debuff, but since it's random, you don't get to choose, so it's kind of mediocre as of this meta. Okay, the third, oh gosh, again, just to show you the Mandarin naming, is known as Wo Sai, and that means me, Bozo, with a question mark. That's like what? And okay, this is definitely being played on the pun of Aimeeda in the story on perhaps, if not more or most of the events, where the villain and other allies has been commenting that the method or idea she proposed seems much evil. It's even much more evil compared to what Bozo has in mind, or perhaps even Chaos has in mind. So this skill has a range of 3. It's a AoE of one target. It's a single target AoE, so basically kind of like the sleep skills of Bozo. Okay, the effect that are as follow: 2 effects. Number 1, target and deal 0.2 times AoE damage to an enemy. Number 2, apply 1 random strong debuff to the target. Okay, so compared to the first 2, I gotta say, as of this meta, as of this version right now, this skill seems to be much weaker because some of the reasons: the range is only 3, and because it's an AoE skill, so you can mix this up to combo with Scepter. So the range is more or less fixed at 3, and the effect is only targeting one enemy, and the damage deal is only 0.2 times. That's fairly low compared to nowadays AoE skills has been like range between 0.3 to 0.45. So I thought maybe they should give her at least like a 0.3 or 4 since only targeting one. Then the second is that only apply one random but strong debuff to target. So having a strong debuff is definitely cool, but giving only one, that it's not very efficient, especially if you try to target against characters with crystal protections from Rose and Seal's talent. I thought maybe they should have gave the enemies an 2 random debuff, or it's gonna be kind of like a plague version of debuff, like when you end your turn, allies 2 to 3 blocks around you will gain some random debuff that's gonna like much more efficient and cooler. That's definitely gonna greatly bring up her tier. I mean, as a fan of the Baga trio, I was hoping they give Aimeeda a bit more, though this is just only my personal opinion. Okay, then moving on to the last this is the last skills, exclusive skill tier. It's known as Aimee, don't bow down. Yep, it literally translates as Aimee, 别低头. Aimee, it means it's a nickname of Aimeeda. Instead of calling her Aimeeda, you call her Aimee. Don't bow down. So this cost is a 2C, has a CD of 2, the range is 3, the AoE is 3 block support skills. Okay, the effects are as follow with 3 effects. So first will be cast and let allies in range gain 2 layers of strong heart. So this strong heart buff or shield ability has the following 3 effects. Number one is that allies will be immune and reflect the next debuff effect that you receive. And this ability can be stacked up to 3 layers and cannot be dispelled. Last, heal HP based on the caster's intelligence times 3. So this is like a... So basically, if you guys can tell, they are trying to make Aimeeda as a power-up version of fusion version of Elma and Rose and Seals, and in a way kind of like fusing up 50% of their power age, because as you can see right now, this is skill 2. You mix your allies who receive this healing from Aimeeda, that they will gain 2 layers. It's kind of like the crystal shields. So this shields will allow you to be immune to debuff, and at the same time it will reflect the debuff that you receive, minus away the mirror shield of dealing damage against the caster. Then this strong heart protection skills can stack up to 3 layers. So each time she casts, you gain 2 layers. Then this means she has to cast twice to give you up to max of 3 layers and cannot be dispelled. So again, this is like a Rose and Seals crystal protection. So instead of 5, you gain 3 at max, and the healing you receive is times 3. So yeah, it's kind of neat. Definitely not that OP, but it's still usable. Definitely, though, I personally feel that they should have or able to make her even more stronger. So personally, I'm a favorite of this first skills because there is no CD to it, and the main point about this new exclusive 1C skills is that after you have choose either of the following skills and use, and after you end your turn, meaning after you cast the skill, all support skills cooldown will be reduced by 1. And there is no CD for this skill, so you can keep spamming these skills to reduce the cooldown of 1, her 3C, and 2, other healing skills. So despite having 1 damage skills, which is me, Bozo, I gotta say overall, this SP Aimeeda form is kind of like pushing players to force themselves to change Aimeeda into more of a healer instead of a much more versatile unit. And the reason I say that is because of her casting and her exclusive items, which I will discuss more during the demo play, because we are going through only on this skill. So during the demo play, I will be going through more on how to play Aimeeda, and also the problem with her exclusive items, and also with her casting. But nonetheless, I personally feel that SP Aimeeda is quite strong, and I hope or believe she should be at least between tier 2 to tier 1, which means in maybe the CN contact is between S to SS. But what do you guys think? Maybe you can comment in the comment sections below. So alright, we have come to the end for SP Aimeeda. See you guys on the demo play. This is Kami. Goodbye.